guys, how's it going? My name is Bina Walker. I have 5 kiddos. We've been homeschooling now for 2 years and we're working on our 3rd year, and I have a 10, 8, 6, 4, and a 1-year-old who I'm technically not homeschooling, but you know, she's a little infant. Anyway, I just wanted to come on here and sort of kind of work through some of the things that we're planning and we're doing as a family, and some of the things that I'm reading. My goal this year is to read 150 books, and I'm on book number 65 for the year. And I'm actually reading one of my kiddos' books on Audible, and it's called Free Water, and I absolutely love it. And it's not typically a book, obviously, that I would read, but I just thought it was interesting. And then when I started reading it, I was like, wait a second, I definitely think this is a kid's book. And lo and behold, they went on Amazon, and it was like for 10 to 12-year-olds. And I was like, that's great. But it is a 10-hour book on Audible. So anyway, and then my physical book that I'm reading, so I like to read a book on the Kindle. I like to read a book when I'm at piano lessons with my kiddos, and then when I'm at ballet with my kiddos, and then a book on Audible. So Kindle, 2 physical books, and then on Audible. And so my Kindle book right now is called The Enchanted Read-aloud, I believe it is, and I absolutely love it because there are statistics and there's like different studies that they did at Harvard and MIT and different places, and they're basically comparing like why you need to be reading out loud to your child from 0 to 3 and how advanced children are in their vocabulary in reading, and just how beneficial it is and how to continue to reach your children as they are growing in age. And so I recommend that book completely. I just started this one over the weekend, and this is Charlotte Mason's series. She has 6 series. This is the first one, and you know, we are, you know, completely committed to Timberdoodle for this year, and you know, for the coming years. I really like that they're very heavy on STEM, and that they're a little bit more well, like, I don't know, more hands-on than other things that I've seen. But I do like the Charlotte Mason sort of way of schooling and how to like notebook and journal and do everything else. And so I really want to incorporate kind of some of her things in our schooling, which we kind of are when we're using Beautiful Feet books subjects. And so I'm reading this one, and then the second one I'm doing the Charlotte Mason companion book. And then I don't know, I just think that's really great. I like them a lot, and I like that it's a different perspective. And you know, Charlotte Mason and Maria Montessori are very kind of similar to me. I know they have some differences in their philosophy, and so I like that I'm reading a lot more of Charlotte Mason because I know a lot about Maria Montessori. Okay, and then the book that I am listening to on Audible again is Free Water, and then I just finished Damon Copperfield, or Demon Copperfield is as you know how he's called in his book, but it was a really, really long one, and I'm glad I read it. I really liked it. And as a family, before, you know, we do dinner, and then we do, you know, showers and chores, and then we kind of sit in the living room, and then we read together. If I didn't do our read aloud, then I will read it. Right now we're doing The Peril and Peace. It's a church history book, and then we are reading The Little Pilgrim's Progress, and this book I actually picked up last year, and I had it in Samuel's room for Anthony to read to him before bed, and they just never got to it because they were reading like a different series. And so as a family, I am reading this, and Anthony, we take turns at night, and the kids are coloring or doing something, or they work on their art, the bigger girls, the art from their Timberdoodle kits. And so I love the analogies in this book, and how, you know, there's a celestial city, and then you talk about there's like a king, and then there's like these friends like jealousy, or I forgot the name, doom, or I don't even know. I don't remember the names, but I really like this book, and I like that it how it compares to the Bible, and just the different themes in there are very similar to, you know, finding this narrow path and doing what's right. And you know, there's a certain way to get to, you know, in your walk with God. So I really like this book. The kiddos like it so far, and the chapters are really short. And so we will do like 1 or 2, like, see, it just starts like here's 20, and then there's 21. So wait, I just lost the page. See, so it's like just like 1 or 2 or 3 pages, and then it's the next chapter. So it's a nice kind of like let's kind of wind down, slow down, and start that nighttime cycle. Some of the other books that I really like for our morning time, actually, we're doing church history. Once we're done with this, I'm going to, I need your guys' help because I don't know which book I want to read next. I feel like there's so many that we have on our shelf, and I don't know, I don't know which one to do next. So we are almost halfway done with this book, and it's really heavy for the younger kiddos. And so basically, after we do our lessons and our morning time and our loop subject, John Matthew's done eating breakfast. Like, he's playing, or he's doing some of his work at the bar, or he's at the dining table, or he's building with his rainbow blocks. And so he's like half listening to this book, because they do talk about like martyrs, and there's like origin and just worship in the ancient church, and Justin the martyr, and Polycarp, just like everything, the terrible trials and persecutions. And so it's very heavy, and there's lots of explaining I need to do, and like Paul, and so this is definitely geared towards like the older kiddos, like 8, 9, 10, 11. And of course, it depends on what you think your child can handle. And then these two devotionals, I went through this whole thing last year, and so I'm just kind of giving it another month, because last year we started reading this, I believe, in September. So I'm gonna stop doing this in September, and then add in our kindness devotional. But we started this one on our first day of school a month ago. And I like kind of having one of the girls, our 10-year-old, read this one, or the other one, and then the 8 read the other one, the 8-year-old. And I like kind of switching off through these. I think that's really kind of helps them to stay engaged rather than zoning out as they're eating their breakfast, what have you. And so for my next thing, you guys, I got these books from Amazon, like an Amazon haul. The One and Only Ivan, that's a classic, and then it's a nice thick book. There's like, I don't even know, 300 something pages. But again, it's not, it's like light, I guess. It's not too many of them. But I think that'd be kind of a fun read aloud, even for the 6 and the 4-year-old. All of a Kind Family by Sydney Taylor. I've really heard some great things about this. And I don't know, I think it'd be kind of cool to read. And actually, in that Enchanted Read Aloud family, they talk about the statistics of reading a book with some pictures and reading only picture books, or just reading with absolutely 0 pictures. And they say that the child's creativity and that gray matter increases when there are pictures here and there. And also when, obviously, infants, like the interaction of just reading a book of one word, like ball and cat and dog, then the parent and the child is more likely to interact. Like, look at that cat's ears, is it fuzzy? And so side note, that's what they say. Read that book, it's really great. And then the other one I got is The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. I mean, this is just an awesome classic, and I just think it'd be really cool to read this. A lot of the books that I have are like, empowerment for girls and everything else. And I feel like, obviously, I want to read those. I am a woman, and I have 2 girls, but I want to read one that's obviously boy-centered for my boys too. And then The Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain. This, is not a light read. And I think it'd be kind of cool to read out loud, obviously. I know that this was on, I think, Ambleside Online's reading list for, I believe, a 4th grader or a 5th grader. I don't remember. But this is one I'm like, you know what? I can just read this out loud to the family. And then the original Bambi. And so out of all these books, like, I don't even know which one to do first. So in the comments, give me your suggestion. Maybe I won't read The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, since it fell out of my hands. I don't know. I think The One and Only Ivan or All of a Kind Family might be really good. But, Bambi's always great. And Mark Twain, he's a classic. Anyway, so that's what I got from Amazon. And then I really want to get that Audible book that I'm listening to for Abigail. I think she'd really enjoy the Free Water book, because there are 2 siblings. One's named Homer, I believe it is, and then the sister's name is Ada, which is obviously my daughter's name. And so I think it'd be kind of cool to get that. And we are like a month in with school, and we are just kind of taking things slow. We're doing about 43 weeks of school. And so I have, you know, all of my LEAP subjects. I have a list on my planner that I do, and it's just like, here are all the things that we're doing. And I know that my loop is going to take, you know, 2-ish weeks, and I kind of stack our composer study and our art study. And I basically got these, I can link these below, but I got these notebooks, and they're just really thin and small, and they're 60 pages, just enough for, you know, us to get started. And, you know, we started our composer study, and then we are doing our art study. And I just like that the kids can sort of like, you know, decorate or not their book, and then, you know, we kind of just journal and everything else. For the composer study, I'm working through this book. Baby Eden just woke up, I gotta go get her. And we, you know, are just reading through a composer. We'll listen to his music for the, you know, week or two until we go through this again. And then for the artist study, we are going through these books, and I'm just basically reading it through, and then they can color and just journal anything about that. Anyway, so this is kind of where we're at right now. And, you know, I think as I'm reflecting through homeschooling, some of the things that I learned was, you know, take it slow. It's okay to be flexible and to stop and kind of think and kind of see where your student is at. And anyway, I got to go get my baby because she just woke up. You guys, look at her tired face. I just had to come back and show you. She's like, hello, good morning. Good morning. Say hello. Say hello. Anyway, so that's where we're at, and I will try and link these books below. And this one's a really cool one. I got this one off Amazon, and it's almost like a workbook. So I was thinking either the kids, I don't know, I can like put it on the chalkboard and they can answer it in their journals. Or they can draw out the worksheet themselves and kind of do it that way in their journal. I think that'd be kind of fun for them. Another thing that was, you know, on my mind is, you know, we are at our church, we're doing this conference for how to start homeschooling. How can working parents and fathers be involved? Because typically, you know, the mom is kind of doing the homeschooling, and then, you know, voices from homeschoolers. And then we're also doing the why, because I feel like when I started homeschooling, you really need to ask yourself why you want to homeschool, because in those days when you're just like, man, this long division is really getting to me and I don't know how to do this, and you just need to be like, wait, why am I homeschooling? I can do this. And it's just a nice reminder to have like at the very front of your planner. And so I'm really excited for that session. And then also, you know, we're doing, oh goodness, we're doing like a day in the life too. And so other parents, oh my goodness, other parents are gonna share like what their homeschool day looks like. And I think when someone's just starting, it's kind of nice to see like the different households and how they sort of flow in their day. And anyway, but I feel like now on my third year, you know, the first year was like surviving. You're figuring out who you are as a family and homeschooling. And your second year, you're getting into, you know, like the sort of rhythm and how you're doing everything, and you're understanding your kiddos and learning, you know, styles and everything else, and kind of what works for you, what kind of, you know, days of the weeks you want to homeschool. You want some food? She just learned the food. And so going into this third year, you know, I'm okay with it kind of flowing with my children. And when I have meetings, yeah, let's have you take a break. And before I was like, oh goodness, oh good. Before I was like, okay, you know what? You have to do all this stuff, and then I'll have my meeting, and then I'll get back to you. But now I'm just like, no, just take a break when mommy's in the meeting. Why not? We homeschool. Who said you had to do it from 8 to 5? Like, we literally homeschool. You can take a break in the afternoon when I'm working, and then we can pick it back up when we're done, even after dinner. And so I just really love the flexibility of it. I love that we kind of are homeschooling in different subjects that they really want to know. Like, they want to know about this artist. They want to know about different composers. You know, for piano, my girlies are doing, they have to like memorize a classical piece, and I know. And so I love that I get to incorporate sort of what they're doing, and they're doing musical theater. And so we're gonna do some other musicals and everything and just learn about them. And so I just love that it's kind of incorporating all the things that interest them through this year. And so anyway, I'm just really excited. And again, like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.